Hello and welcome to everybody on my YouTube channel Cloud Fitness. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about a really cool feature newly launched in Databricks, that is job orchestration using the multitask feature. So previously, job orchestration was pretty simple in Databricks. You had your notebook and you used to schedule it at a particular time. You can send out an alert emails. But now with this multitask feature, you have an option to create a dependency, create different tasks, create a dependency between each task. You can run them concurrently as well. So we'll go ahead to the portal and we will see how this new multitask option can be leveraged in the Databricks. So let's go ahead and move to the portal. So guys, now I am in Azure Databricks workspace. Now you can see on the right hand side of the workspace, you will actually see an option to where you will have an option for your user settings, admin console and manage account, right? So you have to go to the admin console at the very first. Once you are in admin console, I'll zoom it actually for you. So once you are in admin console, you can see the option of workspace setting. So this is the place where you have to go in the admin console. You have to go to the workspace setting and you will see an option under jobs, right? Task orchestration in jobs enabled. So this option you need to enable first. Only when you have this option enabled, that is the only a place where you need to enable it first, and then only you will be able to leverage the multitasking option. So do remember that this is the first step you need to do to leverage multitasking option. You need to enable it from here. So now once we have enabled, you can go on the left hand side and you can click on this jobs over here, and once you click on the job, what we are trying to do is, I have a notebook already. I want to orchestrate it using the multitask feature, and I will show you how we can leverage that option. So now let's go ahead and click on the jobs and create a new job for it. So guys, in the jobs option, I just clicked on create new job. Now I have been given this UI. Now add a name for your jobs. I'll quickly add my name for this job. I'll add it as YT underscore test 01. Right? I have this YT underscore test as my job name, and now inside that I can create tasks. So let's create my first task as T01. Now you can see on the top in the type side, actually I'll zoom it for you, and so we have this type. Right now I'm trying to use a notebook. I'm trying to orchestrate a notebook, so that is why I have selected notebook from this option. And now I'll quickly choose my notebook from this browse icon over here. So guys, as you can see, I have chosen my notebook over here. Like I have given the path, I have given the link to my notebook in this task. And now I have an option to choose the cluster, right? I have already created a pool, so I'll be using a pool. Now, if I go and click on this edit option over here, you can see I have an option to configure the new cluster, right? So in the worker type, I can go ahead and select the pool that I want to work on. So this is the pool that I have created. So I'll be using the same pool over here. And in the advanced option, I don't have anything right now to add. So if you want to have any Spark configurations, you can write it over here in the Spark configurations if you want to. But for now, I'll keep it simple just for the demo purpose. So now when I have this cluster configured, I'll just click on confirm, and you can see that my cluster will be attached over here. So now when I have the task, when I have the cluster, I want to add the parameters. So now for this, I'll actually go ahead and show you my notebook. So if you see, I have parameterized this notebook, right? So you can see in the parameters, I have an option of tables. So I want to run the same notebook for set of different tables, right? So how we can do that, I'll quickly show you. So this is the tables, and I'm going to pass the value for the tables as parameter inside my task over here. So let's click on add. So when I say add, I have already provided widgets for the table, widgets for the parameter that I want to add. So this is the tables, and I'll quickly add the value for the table. So let's say I have the value for the table. Let's say I want to run my first task for one table. I'll quickly write the value for that table, and then if you click on the JSON over here, you can actually see the JSON for what you have written. You can also write it in form of a JSON. And if you click on advanced option, if you have any dependent libraries for your task, you can go ahead and add it. I have set of dependent libraries, so I'll go ahead and quickly add those libraries. So I'll use py.pi over here, and I'll quickly go ahead and add the libraries that I want. So guys, you can see that I have added a dependent libraries. These libraries are actually required for my notebook to run, and so let's go ahead and create it. So as you can see, I have on the right hand side, it will actually show you successfully created a job. So I can run my this notebook for these dependent libraries for this particular cluster configuration and for this particular table. Now what I want to do is I'll go ahead and click on this plus icon in the bottom, and I will add one more task. So the moment I clicked on this plus icon, you can see I am prompted to create another task. So let's say I'll create task 02 over here. Again, I want to run the same notebook, so I'm going to give a path for the same notebook over here. So guys, in the similar way, I have added my notebook over here. I have added the dependent libraries. I have chosen the cluster just like the one I showed you before, few seconds before. And now you can see an option of depends on by test 01. So this is something. This is what we created before this, right? Now let's go ahead and let's click on create task. Now what you can see over here is what task I created first. I created YT underscore test 01, and then I created T02. What I said over here, if I click on the same again, you can see I have written depends on, like I have chosen depends on YT underscore test 01. So this is something that comes by default. You like it will automatically pick up the default name, but in case you want to remove it, you can remove it from here. So now let's say, now just because I have clicked on depends on, I have an option of depends on my previous task. That is why you can see the linkage over here. You can see that my task T02 will be executed only when my YT underscore test 01 is complete. Now let's say I don't want to do it this way. I want to run it concurrently. So if I go back here, I can just click on this cross symbol over here, and now it does not depend on anything. And if I do save task now, you can see that there is no linkage between it. So the moment I'll run this particular job, in that case both of these will run in parallel, right? So now I'll go back to T02, and now I'll add the parameters. So you remember in the first task I have added parameters. I have added a tables. I have added table. Now I want to run this for other set of tables, let's say, right? Now if I want to run it for the other set of tables, let's go ahead and I'll run it for 3 tables now. Let's say 4 tables. In the previous task, I ran it for 1 table, and now I'm running it for the other set of tables. Now you can go ahead and quickly see the JSON. So I'm trying to run it for the 4 tables, and then let's click on the save task option. So you can see like this, you can create n number of tasks over here. You can schedule, you can create any kind of flow over here, right? You can link these two. You can have other 2 tasks which are not linked to each other. They can run in parallel. So you can create your own flow, a dependent or a concurrent flow, or both mix and match. You can do it like that. Now I'll quickly go ahead. Now I have actually zoomed in. Now you can see I have created this flow in the task. Now since it is a demo, I have created a very simple flow where 2 jobs will be running concurrently. And if you go to settings, you can see an option over here of maximum concurrent run. So now since I have created 2 tasks, so I want at least 2 concurrent runs, right? So that is why you will actually write 2 over here, and in case you want to send alerts, you can just add an option, like you can simply add your email address for sending alerts. I'll actually show you in my upcoming videos on how we can send alerts, not just through the cluster but also through your code directly, a customized email, right? So right now I don't want to send any alerts. Now if I go back to the okay, let's save the changes over here. Now if you go back to the task over here, you can see that there is an option of schedule. So in case you want to schedule it, you can schedule it, but right now this is for the demo purpose. I don't want to schedule it. I will go ahead and run it. So now I have created this YT underscore test1 test01, and now let's go ahead and run it. So I can directly, since I'm doing it as a manual run, that is why I'm going here and clicking on run now. I have already set up parameters. So let's say what I have done now, I'll reiterate. I have a set of notebook where I am trying to run my notebook concurrently for different set of parameters, right? So let's go ahead and click on run now. So as you can see over here, the status is running. So my job is running, and I can go ahead and click on view details. So when I clicked on view details, you can actually see that these are the two tasks that I created, and you can see that it is actually running, right? It is showing you pending 29 second, 30 second, and similarly pending here. So once the task starts, it will actually show you the green line over here. So guys, now you can see the status has become green and it is running my job. I will actually not wait for it to end, because this is pretty much that I wanted to show you people how it happens. Whether it fails or whether it passes, then in that case, in case it fails, then you have to go to the notebook, you have to debug it, you can enable the logging, and there are a lot of things that you can do over here. But this is the new feature that is launched, and you will leverage it to run your jobs in parallel or concurrently. So now your task is pretty much simple over here, and this is what I wanted to show you in this video. So thank you so much for being till here, and do remember to like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much.